Hi, everyone. My name is Vincent Comeau, and my project with the Digital Research Alliance of Canada is about expanding knowledge of digital tools by Cree researchers in Chisasibi. I'm a PhD student and a course lecturer at McGill University in Montreal, Canada. As a PhD student, my research mainly focuses on theoretical cosmology. However, in the past year and a half, I've been doing quite a lot of teaching in Indigenous communities in Northern Canada, more specifically in the Cree community of Chisasibi, located in the James Bay area. The project that I've been doing and that was funded by the Digital Research Alliance of Canada aims to address the following problem. It is well known that Indigenous peoples living in Northern Canada face numerous barriers and challenges which limit in particular their ability to conduct scientific research. Here is a list of such barriers. For instance, people living in those communities have limited access to post-secondary education, especially in scientific fields. They live in geographically isolated communities. When they do want to study at the post-secondary level, they're forced to leave the communities for many years. And finally, Indigenous traditional knowledge is not properly recognized quite often by modern science. As I said, I've been doing quite a lot of teaching in the Cree community of Chisasibi, which is located in the James Bay area in northern Quebec. Near Chisasibi, there is a major hydroelectric power station. And in Chisasibi itself, there is a research institute called CIRI. Many people work at that research institute, but in particular, there is a team of 5 Cree researchers from the community that work there. And their goal is to conduct Indigenous-led independent research in order to ascertain the impact of the dam located nearby, the impact of that dam on the local community and its environment. Their philosophy consists in combining the traditional knowledge of the land that they got from the elders in the community or from their own experience on the land, to combine that knowledge with modern science. I've been, as I said, teaching many courses in Chisasibi, most of which were part of an undergraduate certificate offered by McGill University. These courses, the students in these courses, part of them were the Cree researchers working at CIRI that I just mentioned. And this was their first post-secondary learning experience. I taught them in particular math and science, namely the skills that they will need in order to conduct their own scientific research. Now, my current project with the Alliance the goal is to continue collaborating with CIRI. And more specifically, my goal is to help the Cree researchers working at CIRI expand their knowledge of digital tools that can be useful for scientific research. To do so, I propose to organize in-person workshops in Chisasibi. The steps that I had to follow for this project were quite straightforward. I first needed to discuss the contents of the workshops with the members of CIRI. I've done that when I visited Chisasibi in last October, and I've been continuously talking with the members of CIRI since then. The second step was obviously to prepare the workshops, the materials that we'll be using. Finally, the workshops will take place in early March of 2025. Originally, I thought that I would focus on 3 main learning objectives during the workshops. First, I want to teach members of CIRI how to gather data from open access repositories. Second, I want to teach them how to use various digital tools in order to organize, analyze, and visualize data. And finally, I want to help them write a data management plan. Now, ever since taking the OLS training program, I've came to realize that a 4th learning objective might be added to the ones I've just listed, namely to help the Cree researchers at CIRI become aware of the contemporary ideas and initiatives that relate to open science. People at CIRI are trying to combine traditional indigenous knowledge with modern science. And I've realized through the OLS training sessions that we've attended in the past months that this kind of initiative is really happening everywhere across the world in all communities. People are trying to challenge the way we typically do science, trying to improve on the way we do science and the way we publish science. We've heard of alternatives to the traditional way of conducting research, for instance, participatory research, which involves not just the individual researcher, but the whole community. All those ideas relating to open science are highly relevant, in my opinion, to the Cree researchers working at CIRI. And that's why I'm going to try to incorporate some of those ideas in the workshops that I'll organize over there in March. So I hope to convey to the Cree researchers working at CIRI that they're not alone in their attempt to do science differently. If you're interested in my project, please reach out. Here is my email. And thank you once again to the Digital Research Alliance of Canada for funding this project. Thank you, everyone, for your attention.